And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
We get together, have a few laughs.
Welcome to Iowa Talk Guys podcast. Tonight, or in the morning, whenever you're listening to the show, but it is the night time when we're recording this Halloween special for you.
It's getting cold too.
It's chilly outside. There's a light fog in the air from Theo's cigar. It's a perfect tone.
We have a heater underneath the table.
Mm-hmm.
It's not manual, so.
But I'm your host, Teepee.
And I'm Erock. Oh.
That was not me imitating him this time. That was straight out his mouth.
Oh, is that how I sound?
No. I usually do. I'm Erock.
Like Pinocchio or something.
Right. Or something out of South Park, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, and Theo's here, obviously. So, tonight, we want to talk about maybe some personal paranormal experiences that might have happened to us. That did happen to me, for sure. But Theo's got a story he wants to start off with, though.
Well, it wasn't actually observed by me, but my brother and aunt
Had sex?
No, dude.
That's going to be edited out.
God damn it.
This is not Pornhub. This is the Iowa Talk Guys.
Sorry. Take two.
You should be. Save that clip, though.
Are you possessed by a demon?
Please don't
Porn
be.
demon.
All right. Don't do it.
Sex demon.
Bind that in the name of Jesus. All right. Continue, Theo.
My brother and aunt witnessed a vehicle with 3 lights. You fucking complete dick-knocking asshole.
Who's
Are we
holding the
gonna
camera?
fucking do this? Or are we gonna not fucking do this?
We're doing it.
All right. Redo.
Let's go.
Fuck off.
3 headlights.
Not the wallflower song.
1 headlight. 3 headlights. 3 headlights.
Oh, don't remember.
We were at a an RV resort, and they had like recently built cabins. This would have been back in the 90s.
Okay. Good time.
Yeah.
Missed the 90s. Anyways,
We're out in Colorado.
No. Iowa.
here in Iowa. Iowa Talk Guys.
And a whole bunch of people, including my brother and aunt, saw this aerial vehicle with 3 lights
Oh. You didn't tell us in the air.
maneuver like it was floating, like it wasn't, using the, pressure difference with wings.
Was there a sound to it?
No.
No sound?
No sound.
Sure, it
Just-
wasn't a drone.
Just 3 lights. Well, this is in the 90s.
Oh, so
No.
If it,
a prototype.
maybe
Nope.
in a-
I'm not sure it wasn't a drone at all.
Yeah, it could have been.
I have no idea.
Where was this? Lake Okoboji?
No.
Because there's a lot of that happens in Lake
Wapello?
Okoboji.
This was just close to an interstate in central Iowa.
Okay.
Let's say that.
Okay. So,
And I was running off to, I think, like the pool at the resort or something.
Yeah.
As a kid,
Heck
you know,
yeah.
because I'm.
Night swim, bro. Yeah.
What's better than swimming? Getting in the
In
water.
the summertime on a hot summer night with the lights on and stuff.
Swimming
Dude. Yeah, it's
is
great.
the best.
Yep.
Get your ass in that water. So I didn't see it, but
we went for a midnight dip on your birthday party, your 30th, your dirty 30. Yeah.
oh yes,
Over at your mother-in-law's. That was a good time. Yes. I totally stole the porch swing mattress. Threw it in my... I was like, I'm not sleeping on the ground. I don't think your mother-in-law appreciated it, but I didn't care. It felt great. Anyway, so they see these three lights hovering. No sound.
well,
How long did it stick around?
It was actually like published, I believe, in the
Newspaper?
Des Moines Register at the
Really?
time.
Oh.
That ton of people had seen something move
That's
at that
interesting.
time.
Can you...
I didn't see it at all, but I had just heard from them.
Erock, you should bring that up, see if we can find it in the Wayback Machine, I bet. On the internet.
Go.
You should.
But hey, man, well, that's not unusual in Iowa. Like I said, Lake Okoboji is famous for having those types of sightings. Actually, the
That's-
X-Files. Remember the
that
X-Files
is-
did an episode.
That
on
is
it.
not where I was at, but
I know.
I've actually never been to Lake Okoboji.
I've never been either, but I've heard it's a great time. But I'm saying that's a part of Iowa a lot of Iowans go to annually on their summer vacation.
Yeah?
Yeah. So they, like I said, there was an X-Files episode that had a famous wrestler in it too. That they were at Lake Okoboji, Iowa.
What famous wrestler? A famous Iowa wrestler?
No, he was like a WWE. I
WWE.
can't remember the
Oh,
guy's
okay.
name. I'd have to. Erock would have to look that up too. But he's
I'm still looking up UFO numbers.
UFO numbers where?
If we happen,
in Iowa.
if we happen to have any
833.
listeners from that don't understand wrestling in Iowa, we don't mean WWE, WWF. Actually, like in Iowa, it's actually like freestyle wrestling.
Yeah,
It's what most people mean.
not bad.
Like they do in Iran, and
Yeah.
actually places
is-
like that.
Oh, that's funny. This is an IowaStartingLine.com article. Iowa Weird. That time the X-Files did a Northwest Iowa episode. Posted June 16th, 2022. As a Midwesterner, there's something special about seeing places we know and have lived depicted in movies and TV shows. Yeah, that's kind of a nerd thing because you never hear about it.
Yeah,
I remember
especially being from Iowa.
Yeah, I remember when I read about a certain place in a Stephen King book, and I was like, wow, that's neat. Don't ever hear about that in the book or anything. Anyways, a lot of times those depictions are inaccurate as hell, which is true as too. But it's still kind of cool that
that's
it
my
happened
assessment generally from
anywhere. Yeah, a perfect example of this is the fourth episode of the X-Files. The fourth episode on their first season, in which FBI agents Fox Mulder and Dana Scully visit Iowa to find a missing girl. So for this week's Iowa Weird, I'm going to examine Conduit. That was a 1993 episode. They visit Sioux City on their way to visit Lake Okoboji.
yeah, that's Northwest.
Yep. To find a missing girl. So yeah, and you can go read that article if you want to, but it's pretty cool because it's Iowa, Sioux City, Iowa.
Well, there's
Lake
only
Okoboji. It's in the X-Files and it has big. And we actually talked on a previous episode about the X-Files. We're nerds. We
there's
love
only a few of us
No.
Iowans. That is
Yeah, for sure.
3 million.
Anyways, so yeah, we love it. We love it when it's brought up. And I was bringing up what's this guy's name? What's that dude's name? He was in Bloodsport with John Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, I don't know the actor's name.
Oh my gosh,
Jackson in Bloodsport.
Name's Ray Jackson.
Dang it! Why don't they say his name in this article?
Jackson.
They call this thing Bloodsport, kid.
Jackson.
Time to separate the men from the boys.
Donald Gibb.
Praise Donald Gibb.
Yep.
What, he played for the Bee Gees?
No.
He played in Bloodsport.
Yeah.
My childhood.
I thought he was a wrestler. Never mind. I got
childhood.
that mixed up with my bad. He wasn't a wrestler. He was in Bloodsport, which is way cooler.
Yeah. Love him.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so that happens here in Iowa. You ever seen some stuff, Erock?
No.
I'll tell you about this time I went out to this campground called Eden Valley, not too far from here.
Seriously?
Hidden?
Yeah.
Not Hidden Valley.
I fucking love Eden Valley.
It's a beautiful place, dude. There's something special about that place. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the streams going through the limestone bluffs or what it is.
The bluffs and everything.
There's something special about that place. Anyways, first time I ever went up there, I went up with a group of guys. And we had been drinking. They took a pony keg of some coffee stout. It was awesome. But the first night, I wasn't really drinking. I was, a young man. I was indulging in the old marijuana. Okay. Did it once. I did it once. I didn't inhale, though.
You loser.
I know. I'm sorry, man.
Hey.
Anyways.
Hold on. You need an answer for this.
Yeah.
I experimented with marijuana a time or two, and I didn't like it. And didn't inhale, and never tried it again.
You damn loser.
I did not inhale.
No, I'm just kidding.
Anyways. No, but the reason why I give credit to this story, though, is because it was those limestone bluffs all over. And you know that 3-story tower they have on, like, the highest part of the park?
The fire tower?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's 3 stories up, and when you go up there, and this night happened to be an excellent night for this. It was literally not a cloud in the sky. It was a completely moonless night, and you're out so far, there's no light pollution.
Oh, yeah, I bet it was dark out there.
But on top of that tower,
I bet the stars were.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
The only other time I had seen it more gorgeous
don't have
was
any
out in the middle.
Don't have any major cities.
Yeah. The only other time I ever seen the sky that more beautiful was out in the middle of the ocean. So, like, I remember this, dude. I mean, because it was beautiful. It was like being in an observatory.
What were you doing out there?
My buddy, because I had never been there before, he's like, "Oh, we gotta go to the tower, dude."
No, what were you doing in the middle of the ocean? Who does that?
I went on vacation. It was a cruise. So we went to the top of there, and lo and behold, there's these 3 University of Iowa students, sleeping bags and everything at the top. We were like, oh, what's sorry, fellas, and they're like, oh no, you're cool. Like, we were out here for a project for school where there was a meteor shower last night, and there's still one going on tonight. And we're observing it for a project for school. So we're like, cool. And I don't know if you've ever seen a meteor shower. So like I said, when you got out there, it was like an observatory. And then there was this meteor shower. It wasn't like a full one, but there was remnants of it. So we were all looking up in the sky. There was 5 of us. So dark.
It's so pitch black out there.
But the stars were perfect. I mean, just absolutely beautiful. Like I said, there was no light pollution. So
yeah,
you could see every star. You could see the rift.
There's no cities around us.
They call it the Milky Way rift or whatever, right? So when we were looking in different directions, when we'd start seeing a star move, you could point it out because it starts to move a little bit, and then it shoots off. It has the tail and stuff. And then, since it's a meteor shower, a few come up, follow with it. So we were pointing it out, and I start seeing this one move. I point it out. I'm standing on the corner of the tower, and this light comes down, and it starts moving at an angle, but it's not shooting off, but it's getting brighter and brighter than the rest of the stars in the sky. And it gets to a point where it stops, and then shoots off in the opposite direction, kind of like a reverse check mark. It was gone. And I was looking at it, like I said, everybody else is to my back. And I said, did everybody else just see that? And all 4 of the guys were like, yeah. And I was like, okay, that was weird. Yeah. So that was my lights in the sky in Iowa. I don't know what it was. Definitely wasn't a meteor. That was the only one we ever saw like that. And I even asked those guys. Well, I even asked those guys because they're like going to school to be astrologists or whatever. I'm like, what was that? They're like, we don't know. They started coming up with some explanations. It could have maybe hit something and gone off course. Maybe another meteor, it bounced off or something. But like
yours is first hand and mine is second.
Yeah, I don't know. It was wild. But what I really wanted to get into for this Halloween special is, you guys know what shadow people are?
I mean, vaguely.
People that are shadows.
You never heard shadow people, dude?
Yeah.
Huh?
Vaguely, I've heard of them.
You don't know what they are? Like Erock.
You think it's like interdimensional?
Well, I mean, no, not so. That's just not speculate what they actually are, but like what people have observed as a shadow person.
Well,
like a ghost.
Yeah, right. Some sort of
apparition.
It's
like
it's
Skinwalker's Ranch.
No, it's in a totally different category. It's shadow people are in a totally different category on their own, dude. So go do your research on that. But it's literally just a shadow, and the shadow can be darker than in the dark room. Like people have reports where they saw a shadow of a person in a room that was dark, and like the pitch black room, but the shadow was darker than the room, right? So I grew up in an old farmhouse that apparently the people we bought the house from, their son, one of their sons, had died in Vietnam, was drafted, and the other one, I guess, committed suicide somewhere on the property. We were always told it was out in one of the barns, but I don't think that was the case. So one night, and like the way our upstairs was set up, it was 2 bedrooms on either side of the house and this long hallway with 2 big long closets on either side of the hallway. And outside my sister's bedroom was the farm light. So like when we had the doors open in the hallway, that cast the whole light down the hall, right? And I woke up one night, some other weird stuff happened in this house, but this is like the first and only time really I saw this. I wake up and it's 3 a.m. That's when my alarm clock says. And it's like our upstairs, it was an old farmhouse, so it wasn't insulated the best as it is, but it was super cold in particular in this night. And I looked down, and this was in like, it had to have been like January or February. I was probably like 12.
In the thick of the cold. I mean, like real cold.
Yeah.
Negative 20, 30 with wind and whatnot.
Right. But I wake up, I look at my alarm clock, it's 3 o'clock. And I look towards the door to go downstairs, which happens to be next to the door that goes down the hallway. And both the doors were open, so the farm light had the hallway lit up. And I looked down at the down the hallway, and in my sister's room, like at the foot of the doorway, was a shadow person. There was nothing standing there. I could see completely. I could see my sisters laying in their bed in the room, but down in the hallway, in the light being cast from the farm light, was a shadow of a man standing there, and the shadow had red eyes.
Saw it walking, huh?
No, it was just standing there.
How'd you
in the
know it was
doorway.
a man? What is a man?
You're right. I don't want to misgender it, but it had
what is this pronoun?
It had a
you were probably scared beyond that at this point, right?
Yeah. It had a broad frame, and it was extremely terrifying. And I just remember throwing my sheets over my head and then just like praying until like I fell asleep, and then woke up in the morning. Tried telling my mom about it, and she's like, "Stop trying to tell stories. You're just trying to scare your siblings." You know, she didn't know how to handle that or whatever. Because at the time, come to find out later on in the future, I don't know if I'm going to talk about this on this one, but she was having some weird experiences happening at that house as well.
Your mother?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That she never told us about, and nothing until I was an adult. Yeah, but yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. If you listen to Tony Merkel on the Confessionals podcast, he has a lot of shows on shadow people and stuff. You know, people. That was my one.
I've never had anything convincing.
That's good, man.
Personally.
Because that was, like I said, I still remember that vividly.
I've had plenty of things where, you thought your mind might be playing tricks on you. What was that note?
Yeah, where'd that come from?
It wasn't me.
Oh.
Sound like a toot.
Was it from your spring?
I think it's from Hank.
Who is Hank?
Hank Williams sings Elijah and Dear John.
Hank Williams?
And time marches on. Well, that was Tracy Lawrence
Right.
singing about Hank Williams there.
Yeah.
Because time marches on.
Good song. I know that song.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I like it as well. But anyway, yeah, so if you want to know more about Shadow People, check out Tony Merkel's stuff. Or just go research on your own. I mean, so there's some pretty wild stuff. A lot more people have had a lot of more experiences than just that. That was my only shadow person experience. Well, I do know a guy. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, so that same trip, that Eden Valley trip, the next night, because we went up there on a Friday night and we came back down on a Sunday. That Saturday night, one of the guys we were camping with said that his dad supposedly experienced out in the Dakotas, that he was with his grandparents one time driving through the Badlands, and a shadow wolf chased their station wagon. They went through this one town. Apparently, this was back in like the
Shadow Wolf
70s. Yeah, this was back in like the 70s, I guess. And they were going through the Badlands out in Dakotas. Was it South Dakota, right? Badlands.
Yep.
And they drove down. They took a turn. I guess apparently they shouldn't have. And he said his dad remembers these big red flags on either side of the road when they drove through this town. But when they came through this town, it's kind of like a ghost town. Like there was no lights on anywhere. There was nothing open. There was like stuff ran down. And then the kids in the back, which was his dad, started noticing like the shadow of a wolf following the shadow of their station wagon. And they said something to Grandpa, and he's like, "You boys settle down back there. You had too much damn chocolate milk and ice cream and shit."
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you can only imagine.
I didn't go fighting these Japanese, come home and listen about shadow wolves chasing my damn station wagon.
Yeah.
Right?
See a Japanese in the middle of the night on that island.
Yeah.
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 That's real life.
Right.
With a gun in your hand.
So, anyways, but then I guess Grandpa and Grandma started kind of getting freaked out because as they're trying to get out of this town, he like tries to turn around and go back. Like for some reason they can't get out for a minute. And then he starts seeing this thing as he's turning the corners and
a dog.
So he starts
Shadow
speeding
dog.
up. Finally, they get back to the main drag where they came from and heading back out. And he said Grandpa's gunning it, hauling ass. Right, his dad's in the back seat, and his brother, they're like scared, and this thing's just keeping up with him. And then they hit those red flags. And it stopped. And he said his dad looked back. And there was what looked like a shadow of an outline of a wolf sitting right where those red
back up
flags
and
were.
run it over.
Well, if it's a shadow chasing you, dude, I don't think I want to hit it with my vehicle because it might be able to come in there. I don't know. Would you try that? Go ask him. I don't know.
Dude, my dad used to tell me fucking roadkill was sleeping, and I believed him.
Well,
They're just taking a nap. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I tell my kids too.
Well, I know a lot of stories of skinwalkers. You know, in the particularly the Navajo lands, and how they are like Navajo witch doctors that take animal forms.
There's people that they find that stuff very serious. There's a lot. So the History Channel did that Skinwalker Ranch episode or series or whatever those.
Well, I wasn't talking
Kinda
about.
wild.
Yeah, I was talking about a different part of Utah there, where that is at.
So they cursed the land. right? This is where these skinwalkers came from because
the Navajos cursed the land.
Yes,
that's what you.
Apparently, well, I was just actually. It's funny you bring this up because I was just listening to.
I've driven through those parts.
I was listening to some stuff on.
I haven't been to the East Coast much, but I've driven through.
Allegedly, this
Monument
used to be
Valley.
This used to be some type of form that would be helpful, like help protect the tribes and stuff in that area, and then eventually, I guess the white man came along and did his thing,
took it all away,
and they cursed the land. And then the people. Apparently, it's also hereditary. Some believe it's hereditary. It's a bloodline thing too, like almost going back to like Nephilim bloodlines.
Some people are just skinwalkers.
It's generational.
They're like the witch doctors.
And you know what? We see that over and over and over again in Hollywood, right?
What?
Where these people have these superpowers and they inherit it and shit.
Oh, well,
drinking baby's blood.
I don't know about that.
There could be some extracurricular activities going on.
Well, and they believe a lot of that in the French southeast. Louisiana, the voodoo area, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of people and they believe in that too. That there's that it could be
energies,
hereditary, generational curses, or generational
energies traveling about.
Which
well, there's
something to do with that swampland too, dude.
It's interesting to think about. We're taught to believe that we just perceive this world through these five senses. This is everything that we're supposed to cling to,
Right.
But
there's more out there, though.
Yeah. Sometimes maybe they fool you.
Well, nowadays, though, like when you think about it, it's made its way totally mainstream. I mean, it started off with us with like Unsolved Mysteries was like the biggest thing,
Yeah.
I love that show.
Which was a great show with Robert Stack.
Absolutely, yeah.
I like it, believe it or not.
Would you believe?
That was a good one too. Yeah. I mean, and like I said, so
that doesn't have
you ever watched
anything on Robert Stack and
true.
Unsolved Mysteries. That was the greatest show of that era. It's on YouTube, folks.
Yeah, it's all psyop. It's a psyop.
Hey, man.
Oh, no, that was based on cases oftentimes.
Well, when you look at it, hey, going back to the UFO thing, Project Blue Book, during the Trump administration, the Department of Defense admitted that, that we have this footage of this thing that we don't know what it is. They could be setting us up, dude.
Where at?
Huh? Yeah, the Department of Defense.
Where did they have the footage?
I don't know where it was taken. I don't remember, but it was all over the news. It was all over the internet. You can go look it up right now.
Crikey.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Express.uk. Year of the UFO. Donald Trump ordered report into alien phenomena to be released in March 2021. Unidentified aerial phenomena as one of his final acts as president, with outlets now predicting that 2021 could be the year of the UFO.
Well, daggum.
Yeah. And, yep.
Well,
you talking about that Faber?
It was like that tic-tac thing looking like, what the F?
What are you guys talking
Pentagon and U.S. intelligence agencies are expected to start a global debate on the existence of UFOs with the Trump-era report.
What are you guys talking about?
What?
You said Faber.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Faber.
Okay, what are you guys talking about?
What are you talking about?
What was that? Yeah, off of California, where he saw that tic-tac.
Oh, the pilot that recorded it? Hold on. I don't know. Let me see. Trump
saw some sort of phenomenon off the coast of...
Yeah, here's one of the...
California. Trump addresses existence of UFOs as release of Pentagon report nears.
That was May 24, 2021.
Yeah, remember how all of a sudden they were admitting that Navy pilots had seen something.
Yeah, Rush Limbaugh.
Which probably, would have lost your job.
Or was it top secret?
Period of time. Yeah, like, you don't say a damn thing about seeing nothing up there, you understand?
You tell no one. Well, they've been having alleged whistleblowers for years coming out talking about stuff, so I don't know. I don't know if it's extraterrestrial life or if it's interdimensional beings But
Time travelers.
I would say,
Human beings.
based off of my research from the abduction cases that I've read about, I don't think these things have our best interest in mind, and we probably shouldn't trust them. And that's all I'm going to say. Don't trust them fucking things.
You mean like anal prods and stuff?
Other stuff, I mean, cow mutilations, implanting foreign objects into people. Go look up the abduction UFO phenomenon, dude. It's wild. And that's why we're called the Talk Guys, because we get to talk about whatever we want.
Well, sometimes
Iowa Talk Guys, baby.
Cow mutilation over a hot coal fire can be a beautiful thing.
It could be, but these things are just weird when they're like completely drained of blood and only certain sections and organs are surgically removed. And they're just laying out in the field. The farmer, they're healthy as a horse the next day. Or the first one day, and then the next day they're mutilated cow. Healthy as a cow, I should say.
Wow.
Yeah. You look into it, dude. It's wild. There's stuff going on, folks. But like I said, this is our Halloween special for our first year of being in operation. The truth is out there.
Somewhere. Got to find it for yourself.
Yeah. Really? Yeah, it's really what you want to believe. Hey, there's people that believe all types of stuff, so...
There's nobody to tell you the truth.
In reality, yeah. Draw your own conclusion.
Don't believe anybody.
As my
necessarily
wife's grandfather used to say, believe none of what you hear, only half of what you see. Iowa Talk Guys, signing off. You guys got to follow us, share, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Send us an email. It's in the description.
Iowatalkguys.locals.com.
Yep. And the website is on its way, we promise. Iowa Talk Guys out.
Out.
Out.